all my videos were muted to where like it looks like I'm talking, but you have no clue what I'm saying. And it was because my microphone on my recording wasn't working well. So hopefully this lesson we get it figured out. I think I figured it out, and hopefully my volume is on this lesson so that if you miss a lesson, you can actually know what I'm saying. But if you missed a lesson, either reading or math today so far, or you missed yesterday's, you can click on Miss Ferson's videos. They're the exact same basically as mine, okay? So we would be on It's Learning. We would go to our online resources, which would let us click on our BCSC, which would take us to Wonders. On Wonders, you would sign in, obviously. Now, mine obviously looks different than yours. You would go to your page and go to your to-do, and this would pop up right here. Okay? Now, on this right here, this is different than what we normally do with writing, but it's something I want to start incorporating for us. So I'm going to go through it with you, and then you're going to get on and you're going to do it. So this is very interactive. It says, as you read The Eagle, look for how the poet uses precise language. Well, I may not know what precise language means, so it has it labeled right here. It says precise language. Identify the precise language in The Eagle that makes the poem vivid, interesting, and effective. So precise language helps us understand something vivid, interesting, and effective, and how the writer uses that to get the reader to think those things, okay? And then up here it says, why do poets choose strong verbs and descriptive adjectives? So this first section, we're going to read this over here as it told us to. It says, he clasps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands. Ringed with the azure world he stands, the wrinkled sea beneath his claws. He watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. So up here it says, poets use precise language by choosing strong verbs and descriptive adjectives to help the reader create a picture in his or her mind. So up here it says, poets use precise language in order to help the reader create a picture in his or her mind. Now there's nothing we need to type on this one, so we click on number 2. It says, identify the precise language used in The Eagle. Use the pencil tool to underline words that help make the poem vivid, interesting, and effective. So let's see if I can move this out of the way. Can I move this? No. My pencil tool is right. I'm trying to move this thing and it won't let me move it. Right here. I would go through and I would underline words that help my poem be vivid. So if you would like to share, you can unmute your mic and help me underline what words I need to underline in my story right here. What makes my poem more vivid? Is anyone going to answer that? So I had a whole lot more people get on, but no one's sharing. Aiden, will you help me out real quick with that? Let's see. It's not this. Is it this? This here. What would be more, help me understand something more interesting or vivid? What's the writer using that I can underline?
And like a thunderbolt, he falls.
Okay, and like a thunderbolt, he falls. So I would go through, obviously, I did not underline very well, but you're going to go through, you're going to underline some different things. Now, I'm not doing all of it with you, but there was one example. When you finish that one, someone needs to mute their mic. When you finish this first one, it just had you read. The second one, it had you underline. Then you would go to number 3. It says, identify the precise language that Maria uses in this writing here, okay? Use the pencil tool to underline the strong verbs and descriptive adjectives. So verbs are action words and adjectives describe nouns. So the raccoon. He prowls through our yard at night. He's searching for the fat green plastic trash cans that he knows will be full of delicious treats. He knocks down the cans and the lids fall off and make a loud noise. In the bottom of my flashlight, or in the beam of my flashlight, his face looks like a robber's mask. He freezes for an instant and then he starts pawing through the trash on the driveway. So Maria is writing about a raccoon. If you notice, she took out some of her simple words such as comes and chose prowls. Instead of stuff, she chose delicious treats to make it much more interesting, right? So if I'm going through, I know adjectives describe nouns. I could definitely underline delicious. I could go through, if I'm looking for strong verbs, prowls, definitely a strong verb. Because it's not just comes, it's very descriptive. So you're going to go through, you're going to look, robber's mask. Robbers is a very descriptive adjective. So you're going to go through and you're going to look at that. Then in step 4, it says highlight revisions where the writer replaced vague words with precise words. So you have a highlighter down here. You're going to highlight those areas, which right here, she changed comes to prowls. And there's some other ones that you can do too. I'm not going to do them all for you, okay? On section 5, it says, can you think of any other revisions that would make the draft stronger? Use the pencil tool in editing marks, which are right up here, to show where revisions could be made or make them yourself. Explain how many new revisions would improve the writing. You need to at least come up with 1 or 2 revisions. If you say it doesn't need anything done to it, that's not the assignment. You can at least come up with 1 or 2 revisions in this text here, and you can either type it out. Well, you can't type it out. You're going to use your pencil tool and fill it in here, okay? And then if you need to type it out, there is a text box that you hit the type button, and then I believe you click over here and you can type whatever you need to, okay? And then the last one says, look at how Maria forms sentences. Highlight a revision that Maria made to combine 2 sentences. Underline 2 other sentences that could be combined. So this is getting you to think about your writing, to think about other people's writing, because we're really good at proofreading sentences, but we're not necessarily always thinking about a whole paragraph or a whole story. So you are going through and you are making some revisions and thinking about that. And when you finish, you would just hit submit and I will get a copy of it. If you don't submit it at the end of the week, that's makeup work for you to do. Okay? So I'm going to go back to my Google Meet here. I'm going to stop presenting. Do we have any questions? If you have a question, please write in the chat. I do have a question. Area. Okay. Jaylee, you said what was the question? What do you mean, Jaylee? Okay, Elsie has a question. Elsie. Go ahead, Elsie, ask your question. You can unmute your mic and ask it in person. Okay. Bella, unmute your mic, ask your question, please.
I just got on and I don't know what we're doing.
So our writing meeting started at 11:45, and so you may have to go back to our video when it's uploaded and watch what we're doing. You have a writing assigned to you on Wonders that I just went through with you. So in a couple minutes when we're done with our writing meeting, you are working on that. The video should be uploaded and I can message you about it, okay? So Aiden also messaged you saying that the video is ready for you, okay? And also for Elsie, so then you can go back through and watch the things that you missed. Okay, because if you come in the middle of a lesson, of course you don't know what's going on. You'll have to watch it from the beginning. And it's a pretty short video today for writing, okay? Now, any questions about the writing if you were here for the whole meeting?
I did lots and lots of ways to make it.
You need to mute. Okay.
No!
You may get off and get started. Now, someone's trying to talk to me. Who's trying to talk to me?
Where do I find the
Bye.
Bye. See you
Oh,
later.
where did it go?
Axel, what was that?
What did we do once we're done with the writing?
At 2 o'clock, you have art, so it's your lunch recess time, and then at 2 o'clock, you go to the art page.
This cost, what are we even doing?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, 1% at a time. So, Axel, did that answer your question?
Yes.
Then you can get off and get started. Now, Aiden, our writing lesson started at 11:45, so you missed maybe part of our lesson. So here in a moment, when we're done with our Google Meet, I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to let the video process, and I'll upload it into It's Learning, and it will tell you everything you're doing for writing, and I'll message you on It's Learning with the video, so then you know you can click on that link and watch it, and then you'll know exactly what you're doing for writing. Okay, so it may be 5 minutes before you hear from me, okay, buddy? Okay. So are there any other questions? Jonathan,
What do you do when you're done with your writing?
you have lunch, recess, and at 2 o'clock you have art.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, Mia, do you have a question? Okay. You may get off the meet so I can get the video started.